Let's look at a new example, which is example 8.2, solved example from Sadiku. You can refer the book, but we'll try to solve it, so we'll get an insight into how problems are solved. So a charged particle of mass 2 kg and 1 coulomb starts at the origin with velocity 3 ay meters per second and travels in a region of uniform magnetic field B equal to 10 az Weber per meter square. At t equal to 4 seconds, calculate the velocity and acceleration of the particle, magnetic force on it, kinetic energy and location, particle's trajectory by eliminating t, and show that its k is constant. So what you have is initial conditions is there's a uniform magnetic field, and what is there is you are trying to move a charge in this field. There is a charge, a positive charge, which you are trying to move in this field. Mass is given as 2 kg and your Q is 1 coulomb, and you have been given B equal to uniform magnetic field B is 10 az Weber per meter square, and you have velocity at t equal to 0, the initial condition velocity is 3 ay meters per second, ay meters per second. Okay, this is given. So what you are told is to find the velocity and acceleration first. So let's look at the formula first. What you know is the magnetic force Fm is given as equal to Q U cross B, right? Q U cross B. This is known. So what it will turn into is force is mass into acceleration. So this is same as equal to mass into acceleration m into a. So this will be so a will be equal to Q U cross B. Okay, so now acceleration A is same as du by dt, du by dt. Okay, so that is equal to half. So U cross half is Q is 1 coulomb divided by mass 2 kg into U cross B. U cross B will be, you are using cylindrical coordinate system, rectangular coordinate system, so ax. Okay, so what is u? We have assumed is u is equal to ux into ax component plus uy into ay plus uz into az. This is what I have assumed. Those are the magnitudes. So what you will get is, if you see this comes out to be 5 uy ax minus 5 ux ay. This is what you get. This is same as, you can just say that d by dt of the u, right? U I can use from this particular value here. This guy here. Okay, this is u. So what I will get is d ux by dt is equal to phi uy, and duy by dt minus phi ux. Okay, so this is what we have. Now what I can do here is I can differentiate. I can take a second differential of this, differentiate on both sides. What you will get is d square x by ux by dt square is equal to 5 duy by dt right, and what I get here is d square uy by dt square is equal to minus phi dux by dt. Okay, so this is what you have. So I know that duy by dt is minus 5 ex, so I can replace that. So what I'll get here is, what I have done here is I have replaced this uy by dt with this guy here. Okay, so this is what I get, and I will get, these are the two differential equations you have. So you know that this will be duz by dt is equal to 0. So you can directly assume your uz is equal to C0. If I integrate on both sides, if I integrate this guy, because there is no uz term here which is changing with respect to time, so I can integrate it. So if I integrate it, I get uz is equal to some constant of integration, which is C0. We'll assume it. Okay, so you have this equation, you have this equation, and you have this equation with you. It turns out that the solution of this equation, second order differential equation, is actually, this is phi square. So I can write it as d square ux by dt square plus phi square into ux. So that turns out to be like ux is equal to some constant c1 cos of phi t plus c2 into sine of phi t. Okay, so this is what you have, and on the other end you have this, you have uy equal to into cos phi t plus c4 into sine phi t. Okay, so this is what you have. So what it turns out is, if I replace this at t equal to 0, you have ax component as 0, right? You know that at t equal to 0, u only uy component is there, so u equal to 3ay. This is there with you. So I have this with me. So this is first thing, and I also have that if I differentiate this guy, dt equal to, this is cos, so minus phi c1 sine phi t plus phi c2 cos phi t cos phi t. This is what I get. Okay, so this dux by dt is given as equal to phi uy, right? Phi uy. So I get uy component will be like this. This guy will cancel and this guy will cancel, right? So I'll get basically what it turns out is C1 is equal to minus C4 and C2 is equal to C3. Okay, that's what I get. Okay, this is what I have. So I know these two equations. So if I look at this, the C3 is minus, C3 is C2 and C4 is minus C1. So, yeah. So the initial conditions, this particular initial condition, I plug it in here. What I will get is C1 into cos of 0 plus C2 into 0 will be equal to ux. So C1 equal to ux, which is equal to 0. Second one, I'll replace it here. So I know that what I'll get is minus, C2 into cos of 0, sine of 0 will be 0. So C2 equal to uy, that's the initial condition, this guy here, equal to 3. Okay, so this is what I get. So what it will turn now is your u will be equal to 3 sine phi t. This will be equal to uy will be equal to 3 cos phi t, right? And your uz, in your uz, c0 will be the third one which we have taken, this guy. uz is 0 at t equal to 0, right? So this will be c0 will be 0. This will be 0. This is what I'll get. So u at t equal to 4, at t equal to 4 will be equal to cos 20 comma 0. So this is what you will get. So if I use the calculator, so I'll have to use the calculator to calculate sine of 20. Sine of 20 is in radians, so I have to convert it into degrees. So it's 180, 3.14. So I get 0.917, and cos of the same thing, cos of 20 into 180 divided by 0.398. Okay, so 0.917, 3 into 0.917, 3 into 0.917, and this is 3 into 0.398, 98, and this is 0. This is the z coordinate, z value will be 0. Okay, so this is the u that I'll get. Now for the value of this guy, right? For the value, you know u, so d u by dt. dt is I have to derivate this guy here. 3 sine phi t will become as equal to 15 cos of phi t, this will become minus 15 sin phi t, and this will become 0. Okay, so I know that this will be 15 into the acceleration. This is acceleration, this is your acceleration. So this is at t equal to 4, right? So at t equal to 4, 5 comma 0. So this is in meters per second square, and this is in meters per second. What it means is these are three coefficients. So 5.97 into ax minus 13.755 into ay plus 0 is your a acceleration. Okay, I can go both ways. Force I know is equal to force. I can use either Q into U cross B, so that's like U cross B I had got as equal to this value, right? After U cross B was this one this one, right? So or else I can go this route. I can go with mass into acceleration. So that is equal to, mass is given as 2 kg. So this will become, mass, 2 kg. So this will become 2 into the acceleration. This is the acceleration. So this will be force. Okay. So this will be your force. So next part was kinetic energy. What was the question was to find out the kinetic energy and its location. So kinetic energy we know is half mu square, half into mass into velocity square. So half into mass is 2 kg and velocity is given as here in this case at t equal to 4. That is what we want to find out. So t equal to 4, the velocity is 2.751, 1.196 and 0. Okay, so those three coefficients I'll take and I'll square them, and square root of that the whole square. So that's the magnitude square, right? So I get equal to 8.99 joules. Now related to location, location is what I have is velocity is what I have. This is the velocity at t equal to 4. What it has asked is location, the location of the charge at t equal to 4. So this is known. So what I'll do is I have u, which is given as this, right? U is this. This is the general expression for u. So which is 3 sin phi t plus 3 cos phi t. 3 sin phi t ax plus 3 sin cos phi t ay plus 0 az, right? So this is what I have, which is my u, okay, which is 3 sin phi t ax plus 3 cos phi t ay, okay, plus no coefficient, 0 az, okay. So I know that displacement is given as equal to the displacement is L, then dl by dt is my velocity. I know that. So what it will turn out is ux component will be the change rate of change of x, so dx by dt. Uy component will be dy by dt and uz component will be dz by dt. Okay, so now if I integrate both sides, what I get is x equal to ux component is this, right? 3 sin phi t. So integral of sin phi t, 3 sin phi t is minus 3 by 5 cos phi t. Okay, this is what I get. This is what I get. So this is minus 3 by 5 cos phi t plus k1 is the constant of integration. So same way dy by dt is equal to 3 cos phi t. Okay, so when I integrate both sides, I get y equal to 3 by 5 sin phi t plus k2. K2 is the constant of integration. dz by dt is uz. So when I integrate it, I get z equal to the constant of integration. The integration value will be 0 and constant of integration. I know one thing, that the charge particle started at origin. So at t equal to 0, x, y, z coordinates were 0, 0, 0. So I plug it in here in this value, and when t equal to 0, this will become minus 3 by 5, this will become 0, and k1 minus 3 by 0 will be equal to minus 3 by 5 plus k1, minus 3 by 5 plus k1. So k1 I'll get it as equal to 3 by 5, which will be 0.6. So same way I'll solve it for k2. This is what I'll get, and k3, this is what I'll get. So now what I can do is I can plug in the values of k1, k2. So what at t equal to 4, at t equal to 4, what I have is x comma y comma z is at minus 3 by 5 cos phi t minus 3 upon 5 cos phi t plus 0.6 comma. So if I plug in t equal to 4 here, so I'll be able to get my values. Okay, so this is what you get at t equal to 4 x, y, z. I'll be plugging in this value 3 by 5 cos phi t, t equal to 4. I will get this minus 3 by 5 into 0.398 plus 0.6, which will be 0.3612. Here I'll get 3 by 5 into 0.917. This will be 0.55. Okay. Okay, so last part of the question, D part of the question is find the particle's trajectory by eliminating t. Okay, so now if I want to find out the charged particle's trajectory, I would I have to eliminate t. That is what the condition is. So what I have to do here is I know that this x, y, z is this path, which is at any given time with respect to with time as a variable. Then this is minus 0.6 cos phi t plus 0.6 comma 0.6 sin phi t comma 0. That's what the position of the particle is at any given time. So z value is always 0, so it's always in the xy plane. That is clear, right? So now what we will do here is let's consider a point p at minus at 0.6 comma 0 comma 0. Let's assume that there is a point. Now the distance of this point from this will be equal to this point from this, right? So let's assume that x, y, z is the position. So I can equate this as like x minus 0.6 the whole square, that will be the distance of this point from the charged particle, plus y square plus z square. This is the distance of this point from the charged particle at any given time. Okay, so this is your coordinates of the charged particle. So that is same as so So I can square this, square the distance, that is same as this minus 0.6. So that's like what? That's like 0.6 minus 0.6 cos phi t the whole square plus 0.6 sine phi t the whole square plus 0, right? Plus 0. Okay, square root of this, square root of this, and the whole raised to square, right? Because I am squaring both sides, the whole raised to square. So now what will happen is what will happen is I will get x minus 0.6 the whole square plus y square. Z is always 0, so I can neglect that part. Z is always, Z position of the particle is always in xy plane, so Z is 0, so Z will be coordinate will also be, Z value will be 0. So this will be 0.6 the whole square. I can get this guy out, 0.6 from this, 0.6 from this square. I can get it out, and what I'll get is cos square phi t plus sine square phi t. I will get this will become equal to 1, x comma y. X comma y is the coordinate of x comma y is the coordinates of the particle at any given time, right? So what I can say is that if you look at this, it is actually moving in a circle. This looks like an equation of a circle with centered at 0.6 comma 0 comma 0, and its radius is 0.6. That's how it looks like. So it's going in a circular motion with a radius of 0.6 and the center at 0.6 comma 0 comma 0. So what is the last? So that its kinetic energy remains constant. So we have found out kinetic energy, which is given as Ke is the last part, E, Ke of K is equal to half into M into U square. Okay, so half into M is half at any given time, this is okay, into 2 into U square. What is U given as? What is the U general value of U? This is U, right? This is the U. So the coefficients here will be 3 sine square phi t plus 3 square sine square phi t plus 3 square cos square phi t. So this will be 9 yeah. So what we are getting here is this is 9 joules, which is very similar to the 8.9 is or equal to 9 value which we had got here. Yeah, this was actually 9 because this is cos square t plus sin square. Yeah. So this is what you can say is that it is constant irrespective of time or position, right? kinetic energy is constant. Can also conclude is that the uniform magnetic field has no effect on kinetic energy. Uniform magnetic field has no effect on the kinetic energy of the particle.